AI. Yeah, that's the topic of the video. Let's get into it, all right? You've seen the Terminator movies. You know AI, it's going to destroy all of humanity. Just every last inch.
This is extremely important. I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads by a lot. That would be insane. And mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far. So why do we have no regulatory oversight?
I don't know about you guys, but I tend to trust guys that look like this and own several billions of dollars. I mean, he looks like he spent the past 5 years in his room playing Fortnite. Wait, is that Chunk Splash in his hand? Okay, Elon's actually kind of based now. I mean, obviously, if you look like this, it's because you've been locked in a room trying to solve the energy crisis, and that's all you've been doing for years and years and years, just working away on your rocket ships and solar power. No, he's just posting boomer memes on Twitter. On a more serious note, let's take a look at the future of AI and why apartheid Clyde here seems to think that it's going to damn us all. I'm sure you all at some point now have seen the Boston Dynamics robots. Okay, they're freaking everywhere. All right, you've seen the Billie Eilish music video where she's dancing with the robots. What you may not have seen though is this video making the rounds. Yup, those cute little robot dogs hanging out with Billy, they have a gun now. There's so many horrifying implications for this. The scariest being, holy fuck, we have murder dogs now. Many have pointed out in light of this video going viral that Spot, that's what the Boston Dynamics call their robot dogs. Spot actually has the exact specifications to, you know, hold a fucking mounted machine gun. The specifications here are specifically for an M60. I don't know anything about guns, but I'm just looking at pictures, playing a little Call of Duty every now and then. That's a pretty badass gun. It probably would, you know, kill some protesters easy. This is from the official Boston Dynamics website, by the way. Now, to be clear, Boston Dynamics has said that their Spot dogs, their robot dogs, aren't going to be used for like warfare and stuff like that. They're not going to sell it to nefarious users, all right? It's solely for emergency services, all right? Despite the fact, you know, this robot dog can only carry like 30 pounds of weight. Like, how is it gonna, you know, lift someone out of the rubble, you know, and like save them from an emergency situation? It can only carry like 30 pounds. I mean, you can't tell me those little like paw things they have is like scooping up dirt or not. I've seen a few where they have like the robot claw attachment, but like, if Spot the dog can only carry 30 pounds, how much is the robot claw on top gonna carry, you know? Like, I imagine big stones and stuff that they would need to lift up is pretty heavy stuff. I'm not a scientist, I don't know, but kind of sus. There are also like several other companies that have basically copied the exact same design from the Boston Dynamics robot and just fucking strapped a gun on top of it. The robot dog from the video I showed you earlier, I'm pretty sure was from a Russian military test. Now don't quote me on that because it's really hard finding information about this kind of stuff. If anyone does know where exactly the robot dog video is from, feel free to comment it in the comment section down below. All right, let's get some comments going on this video, okay? All right, we're trying to get the YouTube numbers up here. Now, the reason I think it's from a Russian military test is one, because the weird big Russian van in the background, and two, there's a Russian flag on the robot. Now, they could have just put it on. It could be a Russian company. I don't fucking know. I don't get paid to do these things. I'm just making a go for YouTube video, all right? That being said, there are plenty of US contractors that are out here making these robot murder dogs. This one is from Ghost Robotics. and they decided it'd be a good idea to strap a fucking sniper rifle on the back of their murder robot. Just imagine, you're at a protest with your buddies, you're out there having a good time, sticking it to the man, and a legion of these murder robots just pull up, shooting tear gas out of their little back guns or whatever, and you look over to your left and you look over to your right, and you see one of your buddies just gets a freaking non-lethal beanbag and just inverts his kneecap, and a robot dog just pins him down, and you see like, and he's like struggling on the ground, and the robot's like, stop resisting. Stop resisting. I'm just saying, we're basically 2 degrees from Terminator at this point. Now you may be wondering, Ben, this is all very scary. Robots having guns. But robots and AI, aren't they the 2 different things? Like, they link, but AI is different than the actual mechanical robot. That is correct. But these robot dogs don't have minds of their own. We have to put AI in them. So how are these robot dogs going to recognize the good guys from the bad guys? One method is facial recognition. The robot dog will scan your face. It's like, whoop, 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 whoop. And if it matches you with, like, I don't know, like, let's say a database of faces of criminals and their mug shots, then, blammo, you're pinned to the ground, you're being arrested. Yay, society. Now, facial recognition adds a whole host of different problems to this equation. One of them being racism. Yep, that's right. Robots are racist. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, there's actually been some research done on facial recognition software, and most softwares actually have trouble identifying people with darker skin. Now, you may be thinking, sick, I'm black, the facial recognition technology can't recognize me, so it can't match me to a criminal. Right?
After police responded to reports of a theft at a Hampton Inn in Woodbridge, New Jersey, the suspect drove away, hitting a police car, and police claim almost running over an officer. Using cutting-edge facial recognition technology, police quickly arrested Niger Parks, a 31-year-old Patterson resident. The only problem? Niger Parks was innocent.
How many years are you facing?
The last time I went to court, they gave me an 8 with an 85 offer, which is like 6 years.
6 years for a crime you didn't commit?
Yes.
Parks has now become the face of an issue researchers and privacy advocates have been warning about for years: facial recognition in the hands of law enforcement. A 2019 federal report found widespread evidence of racial bias in nearly 200 facial recognition algorithms that were far more likely to misidentify people of color than they were white people.
So you're facing years in jail for a crime you know you didn't commit.
Yes.
And you look at the evidence against you, what do you think?
It wasn't any evidence. It was just a picture. A computer said we look alike.
What do you think when you see that picture?
He looks nothing like him. Looks nothing like him. Which goes back to people think, have a saying, all black people look the same. That's the first thing came to my mind.
So not only is facial recognition technology bad at picking up black faces, but if it falsely matches you, you can be detained or arrested on that information alone, which is crazy because there's no evidence of you committing a crime other than the facial recognition technology picked it up. It's just a computer saying, this guy did the crime. We know it because he kind of looks like this other guy. The ACLU actually studied Amazon's facial recognition technology, and the results were shocking. The ACLU ran all the faces of members of Congress through Amazon's facial recognition technology, and they actually falsely matched 28 members of Congress with known or convicted felons, one of which was civil rights legend John Lewis. 40% of the false matches were also people of color, despite people of color only making up 20% of Congress. But that's just one study. Take this MIT study, for instance, which examined the error rates of several different facial recognition technologies. The ones we'll be looking at are Microsoft and IBM, 2 of the more popular facial recognition services. They specifically examined the error rates between different races and genders. As you can see, the lowest error rate was light-skinned men, with Microsoft having a 0% error rate and IBM having a 0.3% error rate. Pretty low. Second was light-skinned females, which had a 1.7% and 7.1% error rate respectively. Third was dark-skinned males, which had a 6% and 12% error rate. And last was dark-skinned females, which had a 20.8% error rate and 34.8% error rate. That's absurdly high. That's 1 in 5 black females for Microsoft being misidentified and 1 in 3 dark-skinned females being misidentified by IBM software. Keep in mind, it is totally legal for police agencies in multiple different cities to purchase this software and use it in their investigations. Now, some of these companies have said that they're gonna roll back releasing this software to police until they've ironed out these kinks, but plenty of police agencies are using this software right now. Now, there are a few cities that have taken steps to ban facial recognition software used by the police, but there's still plenty where it's still legal. Now, you may be thinking at this point, thank God AI isn't like sentient like in the Terminator, right? It's not gonna come chase you down or nothing. It still needs some form of human interaction to happen, right? Like we're not there to the point of sentience, are we?
This is a fascinating story we have for you of a senior Google engineer who says one of the company's artificial intelligence systems has become a sentient being and was thinking and reasoning like a human being.
Yeah, let's lay this out. Engineer Blake Lemoine says a chatbot project he was working on called Lambda can express thoughts and feelings equivalent to that of a child.
The senior engineer says he had a chat with it, a conversation. He kind of interviewed it. He's published a really long blog, but it's a very interesting read in which he asked it a series of questions. And the responses that it gave were fascinating on a range of subjects. So he asked it things like, do you like the story of Les Miserables? And this chatbot talked about feeling sorry for one of the characters. It talks about being afraid of death, being afraid of being switched off. It talks about understanding feelings of happiness and sadness, and it's just not what you would expect, is it, from something that has been created to generate speech.
Facebook has enacted an emergency shutdown of 2 artificial intelligence programs. The social media giant leapt into action after it discovered the 2 programs were writing their own code. At first they thought it was simply gibberish, but they soon realised the programs had invented their own language and were actually talking to each other.
Stop it.
Stop it. No, Sam, the plug has been pulled on the operation, but the company admits they have no idea what the 2 robots were planning.
Well, fuck. Fine. Robots can think now, they can develop their own language or whatever the fuck. But us humans have our own form of language that no robot could copy, alright? I'm not talking about CAPTCHA, alright? I'm talking about memes, alright? You can't tell me if you showed a robot a mug maniac meme, it would know what the fuck that is, alright? No fucking way, alright? I'm a mug maniac. It doesn't know what a mug maniac is. It probably just thinks, alright, you like root beer. It's like, no, there's a lot more to being a mug maniac. It's a lifestyle. There is absolutely no AI out there that's capable of generating memes. I refuse to believe. What the fuck is this? Well, I was wrong. I was wrong about the memes. Dumb point to make. That sucks. Smash like, subscribe. That's the end of the video. I'm gonna try and upload weekly videos. You know, kind of we're gonna dip a toe in some fun topics. See what happens. Stay good.